When you look at Walker Kessler, the guy had Martin Luther King Jr. 21 points and 20 rebounds, 4 assists, and a pair of blocked shots. The guy recorded the franchise's first 20 and 20 game as a rookie, and the first 20-20 game for a rookie in the NBA since 2014. He recorded the league's first 20-20 game on at least 65% shooting since 1993. And he did this against the team that drafted him, aka the team that also traded him, the Minnesota Timberwolves. And he did this, yes, I know Rudy Gobert left early with the right growing soreness, and it was against Naz Reid, Nathan Knight, and Luka Garza, who are formidable opponents, okay? And it's unbelievable to think about. This is a guy, Kessler Edwards, who's arguably becoming one of the best rim protecting bigs in the league, okay? Yes, he's struggled with foul trouble, but he's starting to figure out how to play without fouling, okay? At times he's gotten himself, to be able to, he's beats himself up, but he's able to beat himself up but not let it affect his play and move on and get to there. You can tell that Kessler's a perfectionist and a guy that Will Hardy's imploring to, realize his defensive potential, and the competitiveness is there. The drive is amazing. And I think when you look at a guy like Walker Kessler, he is part of the franchise cornerstone because of his rim protection, because of the athleticism and his ability to affect the game-long stretches, even when he's not recording a stat. And the crazy part is about Walker Kessler. You want to hear what that crazy part is? It's the fact that he's not shooting three-pointers. When Walker Kessler was a guy, he's shooting 71.7% from the field on the season. 71.7% as a rookie, 7.5 points, 7.5 rebounds with 2 blocks a game, okay? And he was a guy that they compared to Justin Patton coming out of the draft due to the fact that he was a 3-and-D rim protector guy. Yes, he was a 20% three-point shooter in college, but he was a guy who was willing to be shooting three-point shots. So I want to hear your thoughts. What is Walker Kessler's potential? Walker Kessler, I think I don't want to insinuate this, but I think because people were like he was a white big man, and I don't want to assume that people it's not racism, but there's just a little bit of prejudice that because he's a white big guy, he's not going to be able to be athletic enough to rim protect in the NBA because he doesn't look like a Miles Turner or like a Jericho Sims, one of those Texas guys who just jumps out the gym. But this guy is just one of the best, drop coverage, sliding his feet, and getting into position. That's why he's a good rim protector, because he knows how to position, knows how to play. And yes, the offense isn't there right now, but this guy is looking like he could be at the very least a better version of Jakob Poeltl, okay? And that's a top 10 center in the NBA. That's a great basketball player that I think any team would want. And the fact that he's on the Utah Jazz on a rookie deal, meaning that he's going to be here at least for the next 4 seasons because they also have that qualifying offer, is ridiculous. This is a guy that I think might end the season as a top 10, shots blocked for the year. And that right there is ridiculous to think about in my mind because of his ability to just affect a game with his shot blocking. So I think that's pretty cool. That's crazy that Walker Kessler's averaging 10 points and 10 rebounds a night and 2.6 blocks. And, we also know that over the last few games, it's basically been 4 blocks a night. It's been absolutely ridiculous, his impact on the NBA game, with the fact that he's a guy that at a rookie, okay, we know. I think it's also the fact that he was a 5-star recruit, something people forget about. He's a guy who went to UNC, one of the best basketball, teams in the country, and then transferred to Auburn because it just didn't work. And I think that's why he slipped. Everyone was like, oh, we saw you at UNC, you were trash at UNC, and then, oh, you played at Auburn next to Jabari Smith and this and that. And I think this was just, a team that people were acting as if wasn't, not team, but was a player because of the team he was on wasn't as good, that his stats were inflated. But Walker Kessler is the real deal. And just watching him play, especially as someone who's a Timberwolves fan, just looking at what Rudy Gobert's doing and then Walker Kessler's doing, it's damn, why'd we trade Walker Kessler? Because if it was for rim protection and rebounding, we kind of drafted that guy we didn't need.